the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here at Daytona International Speedway for round 2 of the round. Oh crap, I've hold on, wait, there's numbers and I have my shoes on. Let me take my shoes off. Start over. Welcome, guys, to Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we're here at Daytona International Speedway for the opening round of the chase. Free racing in this opening round. This is race number 2. I'll tell you what, these drivers know what is on the line. Win and you're into the next round. Qualifying has kicked off, but if you're wondering who is talking, my name is KR Stolfus. Along with me here tonight, good buddy, fellow commentator, man of many words, Dave Worrell. How you doing out there tonight, Dave?
Doing good as always. Blessed and privileged to be up here in the booth calling another great race for the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. And man, these drivers, they didn't hold back in race number 1. So, gonna see who's willing to push the envelope here in race number 2.
That they will be, as race number 2 means one race down. We're in 3 races in this opening round. Only 3 people can come away a winner. Tristan Walker picked up the win last week. Tonight it is anyone's race. We're watching qualifying here. Let's go through who has set a qualifying time so far. Josh Milam in the 7, picking up the pole position for the moment. Mark Mann sitting in second. The 07 machine, Scott Bellum, who we're looking at right now, he is on his fast lap, hugging that yellow line, getting ready to cross the start-finish line, post up his best time possible. Scott Bellum gonna move from 11th up to 8th place. Scott making the move. One thing about tonight, the drivers will have the green eyebrow on the windshield and the green front splitter. Their names will also scroll across with a -C on it. So if you see that -C on their name, that means that is a chase driver. Dave, who are you watching out there?
I'm just now watching Anthony English roll down the back stretch into turn 3. He's just on his up to speed lap, KR, so we got a long time before we see what kind of speed that 40 has built in it tonight.
Anthony English in the 40 machine, missed out on the chase. Rookie here this season, but a very talented driver, has had his fair share of running up front. See if the 40 can come out on top here tonight and upset everyone's plans to win the race. And our chase drivers, a lot of drivers getting their qualifying time in. Last week's race winner, Tristan Walker in the 12, out on track. Walker making his name known, making it into round number 2 with that win. And here he is trying to qualify. Be a good move on his part to continue trying to win. Maybe not just sit back and rest on that win he picked up in round number 1. You know, hey, each win you get in one of these rounds means that someone else could be knocked out by not having enough points.
Yeah, KR, and honestly, at this point in time, he's already locked into the next round. What does he have to lose? I mean, walk away with a torn up race car and lap 10, it'll be all right. You can wait you another week, go after it again. You know what I mean? It builds you I call it a safe zone, even though you're going to be driving pretty on the edge.
Yeah, we're keeping a close eye on the 12 all night long. 100 laps of scheduled distance here tonight at Daytona. To get to qualifying first, as a lot of drivers are setting their times now. Several other drivers, though, have decided that they're going to hang out at the back, not necessarily, challenge on lap number 1 for the lead. So maybe choosing not to qualify just yet. One driver, no stranger, who's sitting on poles, the pole, a pole, whatever. The 28 of Derek Conley, he's out on track now. He is no stranger to running up front, and he really likes the pole.
Oh, he's going to have to steal it away from the 40 of Anthony English if he wants it that bad. Hunter Reynolds was going after it. He couldn't grab a hold of it. Josh Milam, he tried. Failed short. In second right now. Derek Conley still out there near that wall. We'll have to see where he shakes out.
Conley in the 28, down onto the yellow line. Gets ready to start his fast lap. 28 machine. Right now scored in 19th. Is the only car currently running a qualifying lap. Everyone else has already completed 2 laps or has decided that they are not going to qualify tonight. Will be our 19th driver to take a time. Like we have 22 drivers in the field here tonight. Conley holding very steady to that yellow line, very smooth. Onto the front stretch, getting as close to the grass as he can across the line. Conley gonna set himself all the way to the top spot in that 28 machine.
He did exactly what you said he would. He went out there and grabbed a hold of that pole. Now he's sitting on it. It's his.
Derek Conley on pole as the 84 machine of Aspen Bellman starts to roll out. Minute and a half left in this qualifying session. What that means, guys, is we are going to step away from the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back for your starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers have started to take to the grid. I mean, it is about time to go through our starting lineup here tonight for the second of 3 races in round number 1. Dave, our drivers, and they're probably as pumped as we are for this, but row number 1 gonna be the 28 of Derek Conley. Anthony English in the 40 gonna be starting on his outside. Row 2 gonna be the 7 of Josh Milam and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Row 3 will be the 4 of Rick Sebrands and the 04 of Mark Mann. There you go, Mark. A little good luck charm for you. Row number 4 will be the 51 of Travis Elliott and the 95 of James Mayer. Row 5 will be the 62 of Les Levy and the 97 of Thomas Gould, who it is his birthday today. Tom, good luck to you out there, buddy.
Happy birthday. In row number 6, Bubba Christian Walker, followed by the 52 of Sean McCarrick. Row number 7, 38 of Cody Levitt, 8 of Cody Ober. Row number 8, the 02 of David Overstreet, followed by the 35 of Doug Rice. Row number 9, the 07, Scott Bellum, the 9 of Nate DeFayette. Row number 10, the 15 of Alex Green, with the 10 of Robert Duvendak right behind him.
Row number 11 will be the 11 machine of Chase Swery and the 84 of Aspen Belvin, and that will make our starting lineup here tonight. Derek Conley in the 28, going to start on the pole position, is going to assume control of the field once that Ford Mustang, sorry, I did it again. Once it pulls off, we're going to kick off the second race in the opening round of the chase. Here we go. Pace car is off. Derek Conley on the throttle. The 28 machine getting up to speed. The 7, his teammate Josh Milam already on his back bumper. Anthony English in the 40, not really having a good start there. He's already fallen to 3rd, but the 26 of Hunter Reynolds to his back bumper. They're going to start building some momentum in that outside lane. Here comes the ever dangerous, ever fast, the one to be very aware of, that 4 machine, Rick Sebrands, 3rd car in the inside line. This race underway, Dave.
Yeah, down the backstretch, Anthony English starting to regain some of that ground lost on that restart. Hunter Reynolds has been pushing him since about halfway down the backstretch, all the way through turn 3 and 4. Here you see Mark Mann, the Batmobile, 3rd in line in the outside lane. They crossed the line, and I think Anthony English led the first lap, edged him out right there at the line. That outside line starting to get moving.
Anthony English stealing a lap away from Derek Conley. Conley led most of that one, but Anthony English said, "Thank you very much. I'll take that one away from you." Now Conley still continues to lead on that inside lane. He does have help from his teammate in the 7, but the 26, that is also from the FSR stable. So those 3 drivers all right there, able to work together, and we'll see if they can all 3 hook up. But the 40 of Anthony English, right now, he's trying to lead another one. I don't think he got it done that time, as that one is going to go to Derek Conley.
Derek Conley leading lap number 2. Only on the 3rd lap here, 2 lead changes. Well, I guess they only counted it as 1 for some reason, but 2 lead changes in my opinion here tonight. And KR, I think we're going to see a little bit of what we seen last week. Doesn't look like there's many drivers out there kind of holding back, sitting tight, trying to play it safe. Christian Walker, last week's race winner, right there in 11th. So, I mean, he's right in the middle of this as well, looking for a way to the front. like Hunter Reynolds poking his nose out just a little bit as they work back down to the line. Anthony English at the line that time. Ford as your race leader once again.
Our chase drivers scattered all the way throughout this field, from the front of the pack to the middle to the back. We have chase drivers all in every section of this field. We'll be seeing if everyone can make it to the front. We've already said it before, the 12 machine picked up the win last week, advanced into the next round as the 89 on the high side there, trying to stay out of the way. I am not picking him up on my score sheet.
No, not seeing him on timing and scoring right now, so probably has a little bit of connection issues, maybe some transponder problems. Just glad to see the whole field was able to make it through and by without any issues. Going 3 wide there with a slower car.
One of our drivers, Mike Schultz, unable to make it tonight. We want to wish Mike the best of luck in what he is going through right now. Is that his wife is feeling a bit under the weather, so Mike is going to take care of the children. I, for one, can say that is, man, that's an armful when you got to take care of the kids when the wife is sick.
I don't want no parts of it.
I'm not going to take care of your kids. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's a tough road right there, man. I stayed on for a little while with my daughter, and I would much rather be working. But I love my kids. Everybody loves their kids, but good Lord, it could be, yeah, very, very. That's where you learn patience.
I tell you, you know, I don't condone how the animal kingdom sometimes eats their young, but I understand. Derek Conley continues to lead. He has led his 4th lap of the race. Anthony English in the 40, still battling to his outside line. We really haven't seen a whole lot of movement here. A lot of drivers kind of just pacing themselves, but now it looks like the 26 taking a peek to the middle there. Anthony English shut the door on the 26. Everyone's still continuing to ride almost where they started. Lap after lap here as we're already on to lap number 7. Pat ready to complete that. Start lap number 8. And Conley going to lead this one as well. But yeah, very strange that we have not seen anyone trying to make some moves.
I call it crazy, but it's strange to see on lap 8, the entire field still basically within 1 second of each other. I mean, it may be a total of 1.2, 1.3, somewhere in that range, but everybody is still right there, pretty much still running the same lane, same spot that they were at the drop of the green flag. So the drivers staying very organized and patient right now, wondering when the patience is going to run out, when somebody's going to be tired of pushing and lifting and decide, you know what, I'm going to take this run and see what I can do with it. Drivers still have to worry about green flag pit stops before the end of the stage. So I don't know what I'd want to do here, but I know I'd like to be either that 28 or 40 leading one of those 2 lines.
They're doing a great job at it, and they have really kind of kept everyone behind them, protecting their little bubble on the track, so to speak. But for someone like Doug Rice in the 35 machine, he's mired back here in the pack a little bit. He's trying everything he can. He's been up high, he's been down low. He is looking for something that gets that 35 to the front. Right now he finds himself in that outside lane with nowhere to go. But everyone seems to be just content with where they're at.
Content for now, though, KR, because you know how it is, especially coming towards the end of the stage. Everything gets amped up a little bit. These championship contenders, they're looking for every single point, trying to make the most by winning the stage. So, you know, at some point in time, the caution has got to be thrown to the wind. I hate to use that word, but you get the scenario. And as long as these drivers on the bottom stay grouped up, it's going to be real hard for those outside lane drivers to get to pit road when they really want to.
One driver that has made a lot of ground, that is the 84 Aspen Belvin. Our chase contender started shotgun on the field. He has moved up into 14th place. That is someone that is on a mission. Made some bold moves so far. Get it done. Here he is now in front of last week's winner. Can he continue marching forward? This chase driver got in by having one win on the season. He had a dismal season up until he picked up that win as Doug Rice looked to try and make it 3 wide. Cody Ober moved to the outside lane there. The 52 McCarrick in front of Ober. But Aspen Belvin moving up through the field, and the car in front of him, that is the 62 of Les Levy. Now, some of you may not be able to recognize this paint scheme, but that is a throwback to the Stephen King book / movie, whatever it was, of Christine. I don't think that was Stephen King now that I say that. Look, I'm going to hit the rewind button on that. That is a throwback to the movie of Christine, running that red and white paint scheme. And if you guys missed the press release, well, you missed out. Quite a write-up on that paint scheme, and his teammate David Overstreet in the 02 running a very similar, in fact it is the same paint scheme. So if we mix those two up tonight, you'll have to forgive us, as that is the same paint scheme for both cars.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing two cars looking exactly the same out there on track, KR, so I slip up just to let me know. I haven't really zoned in on them. Pit stops underway already.
Pit stops taking place, several drivers on the pit road. Aspen Belvin leading the charge with the 51 of Travis Elliott right alongside of him. They're going to get into their pit boxes. The 84 is going to overshoot it a little bit and goes right into reverse to try and rectify that. But down the back stretch, this pack up to full speed.
Did you see the move by Rick Seabrands there on the back stretch? How he kind of ducked underneath that yellow line? I think that may have been a bit of a signal. Hey, this time, guys.
Possibly could have been an unhealthy shove to his back bumper as he stays out. Christian Walker in the 12 gonna lead the charge off of pit road from everyone that has made a pit stop up to speed, but he does not have Aspen Belvin on his back bumper just yet. They're trying to get up to speed, gonna try and work together. They do not want to go a lap down, as here comes Derek Conley onto the backstretch. The 89 machine of Ken McCullough got a late start out here tonight. He finds himself 4 laps down very early in this race. Anything can happen with that 89 talented driver here in the Super Speedway Series. See if he can make it to the lead lap. Man, he has got an uphill battle as a chase driver. That is not a wonderful start.
Going through turn 3 and 4 that last lap, KR, Hunter Reynolds gave Anthony English the shove of a lifetime, pushed him clear almost a car and a half in front of Derek Connolly. Anthony English dropped to the bottom. Here comes Hunter Reynolds on the outside with Sean McCarrick in tow. So these drivers not satisfied with just getting to the bottom lane. They want to get to the front of that bottom lane before pit stops.
And now the 4 is going to break away. The 40 hits for pit road as well. So another group peels off for pit lane. Derek Conley in the 28 continues to cycle around along with Hunter Reynolds in the 26. Reynolds picked up his first lap lead of the race that time, but he is falling back quickly in the outside lane as everyone kind of breaks apart there. Lost a lot of momentum. Now Reynolds is going to drop down to the inside line right in front of Les Levy. David Overstreet in the 0-2 going to join his teammate. When will these drivers hit pit road? As our first group, our second group of Anthony English is the first one off of pit road. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, second one off of pit road. They're going to try and get up to speed, but here comes Derek Conley and the rest of the field on the pit road as our green flag pit stop cycle will now be complete. Scott Bellum in the 07 going to be the last one on the pit road here in our opening round. Derek Conley, by virtue of winning the pole, first pit stall for him. He rolls off. The 7 of Josh Milam gets rolling. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds, third one off. Can they get up to speed here? Can they keep this hard-charging first group of drivers that is up to full speed behind them? You see the group working their way into the entrance of turn 1. Up to speed, 2 wide, side by side. We're riding on board with Derek Conley. He tries to make his break onto the backstretch here. Josh Milam in the 7 working with him. Here comes the 84 of Aspen Belvin. And Belvin gonna blow right on by Aspen Belvin to the top of the charts.
Yeah, I was watching that group led by Belvin. I was keeping my eye also on Anthony English, his group, where they kind of cycled with each other. And once I seen that 84 and his group of cars that was behind him go past Anthony English, I knew that Derek Connolly was basically over for him.
Aspen Belvin on the high side, rim riding right along the wall. He's got Anthony English in the 40 working with him. The 51 of Travis Elliott down to the yellow line. Now at the 84 drops down. He's going to try and pass the 89 of Ken McCullough. Anthony English is going to tag the 89, and we got cars crashing on the backstretch. English going to go around. Travis Elliott in the 51 getting caught up, but that started when the 40 and the 89 got together on the backstretch. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and take a look at that. Aspen Belvin drops down. Anthony English in the 40 tried to squeeze through a hole that was not there. Anthony English, they make more than one pedal, man. That was a huge driver error on the part of the 40 machine. A lot of cars going around that time. Take one more look at this. Several cars caught up in that. One fast repair available for all of these drivers, but trying to come to the end of stage number 1. Get that win. Anthony English not willing to give an inch, and it caused mayhem behind. This stage ends at lap 25. And man, I think Anthony would like to have that one back.
Yeah, I was watching as they were running up on that 89 of Ken McCullough, and I didn't quite know if there was room or not from my angle, so I'm not gonna call it. Didn't have a chance to really look at the replay there, KR, but yeah, I thought it was a bold move to try to stick it in there as well, but Anthony English, he'll look at it later and realize probably the same thing we were looking at as well, and we'll go down, get that machine fixed up, come back out on track.
Yeah, one fast repair available for these drivers throughout the entire race. Not something you want to use here in the opening stage. You can hammer out some damage enough to survive through stage 2 while on the lead lap and use your fast repair for stage 3. That's a very good strategy there, but we'll see how this plays out for the 40. Anthony English had to take flatbed back to pit stall. He is going to find himself 2 laps down now. Hopefully he can get rolling once again. But unfortunately for the 89 of Ken McCullough, he was caught up in that incident. But he will not be able to receive the free pass of being the only car 1 lap down.
Yeah, there's a couple other championship drivers, though, KR, involved in that. Rick Seabrands, Cody Levitt, Mark Mann, Travis Elliott, all on pit road as well, trying to beat out some damage. I believe a few of them have just pulled off recently, but a lot of chase drivers caught up in that, at least 4 or 5.
Under caution for the first time tonight. Aspen Belvin in the 84 caught up to the pace car. Cycling around under a nice, steady, and slow 80-some miles an hour. So guys, we're going to step away for just a moment. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the lights have gone out on the pace car. Aspen Belvin choosing the high line here. That will put Tristan Walker on the inside for this restart. Row number 2 going to be made up of the 95 of James Mayer and the 8 of Cody Ober. Row number 3 will be the 7 of Josh Milam and the 28 of Derek Conley. So Cody Ober surrounded by chase drivers. Cody Ober, he don't care that you're a chase driver. He still wants that win. 58 can pick up a win here tonight. No stranger to victory lane. Unfortunately for him, he just could not find a way to get to victory lane before this playoffs started. It is high up on his list to pick one up this season.
Yeah, Tristan Walker, last week's race winner, finds himself in second now. We talked about it earlier, KR. What's his plan? What's his outlook going into this race? I think we're seeing it unfold right here. Coming to the end of stage number 1. Pace car will duck off here any second. We will get back green flag racing.
All right, the 84 and the 12. The pace car peel off. We're gonna have a green-white checkered situation. In fact, it is just gonna be a one-lap shootout. Lap 24 kicked off here. The stage ends on lap 25. Who's it gonna be to the line this time around? Aspen Belvin on the high side. He's got Cody over to work with him. The 12 machine up Tristan Walker working now to the front with the 95 of James Mayer. That outside lane not really moving a whole lot. In fact, they're losing some ground as here comes the 7 of Josh Milam to add a bit of help to that inside lane. As we go through 3 and 4, this is the final time for stage number 1. James Mayer gonna move to the outside in front of Aspen Belvin in the 84. Can he build the momentum? He's got a good run at it. Can it be Meyer at the line? And that one was super close. Who was it at the line? James Mayer in the 95, credited with leading that lap.
Yeah, that was too close for me to call there.
Wow.
JR. That was a great move to battle right there for this stage win.
James Mayer credited with stage 1 win as he came across the line. We're going to take another look at this here. But what a finish that was. As we are going to wait. Well, I messed that up. We're pretty far back. But man, that was a wild finish to the line. James Mayer in the 95. Picking up the win for stage number 1. And it couldn't have been by much more than a car length, or maybe just a nose hair.
I think it was just a decal. If they still actually put decals on these things, I don't think they do. I think everything's a wrap. Maybe he has a little extra layer of wrap up there on that front.
Everyone on the pit road this time, the 95 into his pit box cleanly.
And KR, real quick, I thought it was going to be a good move to go to that outside if it was a green-white checkered stage end. But once we found out it was a one-lap shootout, knew Aspen Belvin was going to be in trouble. That outside lane usually takes about a lap and a half to get that momentum charged back up. And then when Tristan got out there just far enough for Mayer to jump out there, he did, and it was amazing.
All right, let's see if we can get a word in with the driver of the 95 machine. That is James Mayer, so it was just a moment here. James, you got your ears on, my friend?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, holy cow, what a finish to stage number 1 that was.
Yeah, it was a wild one. Huge apology to Mark on the pit, though. I ruined that for him. So this one's for him.
Well, the 95 was able to come across the line to pick up stage win number 1 here tonight at Daytona. Chase, driver, what does this stage win mean for you in advancing into the next round?
Well, if we can't get to victory lane, it's going to be a big point margin, so take all the points we can get.
All right, James, well, any shout outs or thank yous, congratulations, or anything like that you'd like to give?
Well, for the stage win, for the push to Aspen, and Mark Mann, great sport. He took my mistake like a champ, and like I said, that one's for him.
All right, well, James, we'll let you get back to it. Unfortunately, it looked like he was not too happy with himself. pit road in a unfriendly way, it would seem, to a teammate.
Yeah, not sure what transpired with him, but you could hear a little bit of dejection in his voice for the incident with Mark Mann. So hopefully Mark's okay. Looks like he's still out there rolling, still on the lead lap. And if I'm not mistaken, KR, that should actually help out that 89 of Ken McCullough to be able to get one of his laps back. Was being scored 4 laps down, still showing at 4. I'm not sure if he was able to get that lucky dog or not.
I think it went to Anthony English, the 40 machine. So that would give us 22 cars on the lead lap. Ken McCullough will be the only car 1 lap down. He does still find himself 4 laps down. He continues to battle through this situation. See if he can get a couple of quick cautions, because there's only going to be 1 more caution for the end of stage number 2 that we know of. He's going to need that one, then a couple more without anyone else going a lap down.
And we've seen a couple cars duck back down to pit road to top it off. I know they're trying to top it off, but I still don't think they have enough to make it to the stage end here on lap 50. My math's somewhat correct, which, yeah, you know how that is. I run out of fingers and toes. So I'm not sure anybody's going to be able to stretch it, so we should still see green flag pit stops in this second stage. 1 stage down, 2 to go. And we've already had a big one. Already had a big push, a big move at the end of a stage. Don't know what the rest of the race holds, but I'm sure it's going to have tons of excitement.
Speaking of excitement, Rick Seabrand's in the 4 did not pit at the end of this stage, so he is elected to stay out. That has given him the lead here. That 4 machine looks a little beat up. See how this affects the drivers behind him. But everyone will have to make a pit stop to get to the end of the stage. A few drivers have topped off their tanks here as they had their last opportunity before go green. But the 4 cannot make it to end of stage number 2. See just how fast that damage affects the speed of the 4 machine as the green flag flies once again. Stage number 2 underway. Rick Seabrand's on the throttle. The 12 machine of Tristan Walker to his outside as they are in a drag race down to turn number 1. Who is going to be able to come out on top this time? The 12 machine to the high side. James Mayer, our stage 1 winner, right there on the back bumper of the 12 machine. Don McCarrick in the 52, a non-chase driver. The 8 machine of Cody Ober, also a non-chase driver. They're in the mix of this battle for the lead amongst several chase drivers. They've got to try and stay clean. They do not want to be the ones that create an issue for a chase driver. Everyone hoping for the best here. Rick Seabrand's in the 4 though. Doesn't look like that damage he has on the back end of his machine slowing him down too much as he is going to lead this lap.
Yeah, I believe as long as he stays up front or tucked right in between 2 cars, he should be all right. If he somehow loses this draft, he is going to be in big, big trouble. But nonetheless, still out there leading this thing. Tristan Walker with a big push for Meyer as they go down the back stretch, pulling even with Seabrand's on that inside lane. Now beginning to inch just slightly in front, about a car. Just about a car cleared, not quite. Here comes Seabrand's back down through turns 3. Cody Ober still right behind him. Sean McCarrick, 3rd car in lane, followed by Mark Mann in that Batmobile. Thomas Gold. Those 5 drivers keeping that inside lane rolling with Seabrand's in the front.
Alex Green in the 15. He's the third car in the outside lane, taking a peek to the third lane. Drops back down behind the 95 of Mayer. And Alex Green, for the moment, keeps it too wide, but he is not afraid of that third lane. Someone to keep an eye on to try and make something happen in the outside lane. But everyone's staying 2 by 2 for the moment as they're going to come around and complete lap 31 onto the front stretch. They go a little bit of a wiggle from the 95 there off of turn number 4.
And I was paying attention to Mark Mann that last lap. He built a bit of a gap between himself and Sean McCarrick in the 52. Didn't know if maybe he was trying to save some gas. But Tristan Walker, James Mayer, they dropped down to the bottom of the lane. To the bottom lane in front of Rick Seabrands. 2 cars in the back ducking off down the backstretch. I guess just getting out of the way there, KR.
We go on board with Mark Mann in the 04 machine. Mark, a chase driver. Alex Green in the 15, leading the charge on the outside. Now it's going to be the 52 of Sean McCarrick. That's going to allow Mark Mann with a good run here up to the back bumper of the 8 machine. He closes up very quickly to the 8. McCarrick in the 52. A few cars back from our race lead. The first 4 cars with no challenge to the outside, but McCarrick in the 52 going to start changing all of that down the backstretch.
We're starting to see a third lane out there. 41. And Aspen Kelvin making a move, going places right now. That run was a bit stifled there by Alex Green, jumping out just a little bit to kill some of the momentum. But still trying to get that outside lane working. They're still 3 wide.
Birthday boy Thomas Gould in the 97 was 3 wide through the tri-oval with the 84 of Aspen Bellman. Now he's going to move up to that third lane right along the wall as he tries to follow in the tire tracks of the 51 machine of Travis Elliott. But they are not able to close the gap to Elliott in the 51 fast enough. Oh, it's Gould and the 07 and the 84 all made contact there. Not sure if the 97 got a little sideways there or not, but it looked like they ping-ponged a minute between each other. And now Gould trying to shut the door on the 84 of Aspen Belvin, but Belvin gonna force it 3 wide through the tri-oval. Nate DeFayette in the 9 machine down on the bottom there. And now the 97 all by himself in that third lane. He's going to lose a few spots here, but he's going to tuck in right behind the 07 of Scott Bellum.
Yeah, I believe Aspen Belvin said, I'm a little bit faster. I want to go to the front a little bit more than you do right now. Went to the inside. Gould tried to shut the door. Belvin was having none of it. Alex Green to the top with a big slide, a big push. On the entry of 3, that's going to allow Travis Elliott to take over that second position on that outside lane, now being followed by Aspen Belvin back to the line. Christian Walker still your race leader. Sean McCarrick with a big push from Elliott. 3 inches ahead of Walker, still hugging that yellow line, both lanes side by side. They work their way back off of turn 2, down the backstretch once again.
Don McCarrick in the 52 leading the charge in the outer lane. I'm sorry, now it's the 51 of Travis Elliott. Things happening so fast here. McCarrick dropped down to the inside lane. Aspen Belvin in the 84 made his charge to the front of the field by working that outer lane, sometimes the second lane. Is on the back bumper of Travis Elliott. They are starting to pull away a little bit from the 07 of Scott Bellum. McCarrick, though, in the 52, holding tough on the inside line. Scott Bellum in the 07, he's going to make it 3 wide down the backstretch.
Left just enough for a car to get through. Bellum said, thank you very much. I'll go to the front. lucky for Travis Elliott, he's seen the run coming, was able to go down, close the door on the run on that bottom lane that Bellum put together. McCarrick now challenging for the lead. Once again, no, I'm sorry, that's not McCarrick. That is Aspen Belvin outside in that Punisher machine. He tried his chances at leading yet another lap, wasn't able to do it. Travis Elliott still leading the field. Bellum now with the move to the inside. Will he be able to keep it when they cross the line?
Coming up on the start of green flag pit stops, Rick Seacrans just about 2 laps away from running out of fuel. The 4 machine finds himself in 10th place. Scott Bellum in the 07 and the 51 of Travis Elliott leading this field. Elliott working with the 84, his teammate Aspen Belvin. No one on the pit road this time, but we're going to start seeing this green flag pit stop cycle kick off here in the next few laps. Stage 2 going to end when they cross the start finish line on lap 50. And man, I don't know what to expect next.
Well, you can expect green flag pit stops. That's what you can expect, KR. Nobody's going to be able to make it. Looking at it right now, at least 11 laps into everybody's run out there. They still have now 10 laps to go. So that's going to be right on the cusp of that fuel line run. And I just don't think they can stretch it that 1 or 2 extra laps that they're going to need. Scott Bellum now leading the field. Looks like Sean McCarrick jumped to that outside lane, fell back, picked up Thomas Gould, and the rest of those cars on the outside lane with him. Robert Dubendak in the 10, one of those coming to the front.
Birthday boy Thomas Gould in the 97 on the outside as we got several drivers breaking for pit road here. Aspen Belvin leading that charge, but the 52 is Sean McCarrick. He's going to come across the line as your race leader that time. But for the drivers to hit pit road, the 51 of Travis Elliott leading that charge. Christian Walker in the 12, James Mayer the 95, the 7 of Josh Milam. Big time pit road activity. But the 52 of McCarrick on the backstretch with the 97 of Gould. Nate DeFayette in the 9 machine working with the 97 in the outside lane. Got Bellum in the 07, the 10 of Robert Dubendak right there as well. Who's going to break for pit road this time? Dubendak, McCarrick on the pit road along with Alex Green. Doug Rice in the 35 and Alex Green in the 15 machine had to break away there. Not sure what happened to Green in the 15, but that is going to cost him a whole lot of time. But the 97 stays out along with the 9 of Nate DeFayette. Aspen Belvin in the 84 made his pit stop. He was the first one off the pit road for drivers who have stopped. Looks like 2 tires on order for the 84 machine, but that cost him some momentum as the 51, the 12, the 11, and the 7 all ganged up against him. They're going to motor right on past of the 51 machine of Travis Elliott. Now leading the charge for drivers who have hit pit road. Nate DeFayette now on to pit road along with the 97 of Gould. Got Bellum in the 07. The 02 of Overstreet, the 62 of Les Levy. The green flag pit stops underway here. The cycle about complete. And the 51 of Travis Elliott, full head of steam.
Full head of steam back towards the line to take lap number 44 here in stage number 2. Caution flag will fly on lap 50 to end the stage. Looks like it's not over yet. Drivers haven't settled it out. They're battling for position right now. That is second and third. Man, A little bit of everything so far, KR.
Nate DeFayette made his way off the pit road onto the backstretch, but not in time before the 51 of Travis Elliott motored right on past Elliott, leading the charge. Now the 12 machine of Tristan Walker right on his back bumper. Josh Milam in the 7 trying to make something happen on the bottom lane. The 10 of Robert Dubendak going to join him. They got to work their way past the 11 of Chase Swery as they all are trying to find a way to win this stage number 2 here tonight.
And all it took was just a little bit of help. As soon as Robert Dubendak got close, Milam picked up a ton of momentum and was able to make a pass for the lead. Dubendak now jumping to the outside. He wants to lead this thing back when they cross the line. I was starting to think, when was anybody going to drop to that bottom lane? With Milam, they all chose to stay grouped up in that high lane. It worked out for a second until Dubendak got the run, pushed Milam to the front. Now he leads it on lap 44. And the lap 45 here in stage number 2.
Milam in the 7 on the inside line. Meyer, our stage 1 winner, sitting there looking to strike, looking to make it 2 for 2 in the stages here tonight. He is in the position to make that happen. But the 51, the 10, they want a stage win just as badly as anyone else out there. Aspen Belvin in the 84 started 22nd on the field, looking like he might be able to win a stage. Can he pull it off? Josh Milam in the 7, though. Ooh, Dubendak in the 10. Big wiggle by him. Chase Berry in the 11 had to drop down below the line. Everyone stays clean, or I should say they stay straight. But that was a big moment for the 11 and the 10.
Big moment. They wrecked. They just didn't crash, KR. I'm surprised, but I'm not at the same time. The talent in this group here that we get the pleasure of watching each and every Monday night. I mean, there you see it right there. That car would have been lost by tons of other drivers. Great job by Dubendak and the rest of the guys. Keep this thing straight. Still under green. Lap 47. Only 3 laps left in stage number 2. Aspen Belvin looks to the outside. Wants to lead that outside lane. Try to go around, take the lead. He's got to push from the 11 of Trace Berry. James Mayer, 3rd car in line. That outside lane. Can he come back up through in time to grab another stage win here tonight? Milam on the inside with a push from Elliott back into turn 3. Tristan Walker hanging off just a little bit inside lane with a big surge of energy. Front 2 cars are cleared. Will Elliott jump to the outside? He does. Aspen Belvin's going to pick him up and push him to the line. Him to the line. I can't say it. I was struggling.
We noticed. That's okay, because there's so much going on out there right now. Ooh, big wiggle by the 51. Able to keep his car straight, though. And we're looking at 2 laps to go here in stage number 2. And I do want to point out, you mentioned the talent of these drivers. I'd like to offer a different opinion. I think these drivers are so horrible, they don't even know how to crash properly. They even forgot to crash.
I guess that's a half full perspective, maybe?
Yeah, glass is half full versus half empty. But I'll tell you what, the 7th machine of Josh Milam out front now on the final lap of stage number 2. Who's going to build a run to try and make something happen? Dubendak looking to the high side here. Not really there just yet, as the 51 of Travis Elliott starting to gain some ground in that outside lane. Elliott taking over the lead for the moment down the backstretch. Into turn number 3 they go. There comes Milam on the inside. Aspen Belvin trying to push the 51 as hard as possible. Final time through 3 and 4 for stage number 2. Josh Milam has the lead, but the 51 of Travis Elliott has the momentum to the line. It is going to be the 51 of Elliott.
Wow, another great end to a stage out of these drivers. And I was almost getting concerned for Aspen Belvin. I thought that engine might pop if he pushed too much harder than what he did. He was all over that rear bumper of Travis Elliott for those final 2 laps. Man, whew. Tired just watching.
Belvin pushed for all he was worth. A good effort there by the 51 and the 84 paid off for the 51 machine, as Travis Elliott gonna pick up stage win number 2. At least that's how it looked here. We will wait for confirmation from race control, and there it is, 51 of Elliott getting it done, stage number 2. Congratulations, Travis Elliott. We knew Travis Elliott was a good driver. We knew he was a talented driver. And now he has made his mark here on tonight's race. So James Mayer picking up stage 1. Stage 2 going to the 51 machine. Everyone is going to have to slow up and wait for the pace car.
Imagine that, waiting on a Ford.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. 51's in a Ford.
Well, I mean, his has got a little more horsepower.
Just a Just a So Elliott going to make his stop on the pit road. We'll wait for these drivers to clear pit road. Don't want to interrupt their train of thought before then. Can't get a bird in. One machine. Several other notable finishes. Maybe put a point out, we have a few cars on pit road, so maybe not everyone got through. We were focused on race for the stage win. And it looks like Thomas Gould in the 97, he's already on pit road. Been on there for quite a while, so maybe some damage happened to him trying to race to the flag. If he can't get back out there, maybe we'll catch a word with the 97 later on as well, especially since it's his birthday. Maybe we'll interrupt him under green flag conditions. Be like, hey, how you doing? Why won't you talk to us? Something wrong?
As long as I'm not asked to sing happy birthday, we can do that anytime you want.
So, you're gonna have to sing happy birthday.
All right, well, I believe there's a pizza and beer behind Chad's box down there on pit road. That's what he usually tells me. I'll be back.
There you go. All right, drivers on the pit road. This time, 51 and Travis Elliott picking up stage win, leading the charge on the pit road. Into his pit box cleanly, Josh Milam in the 7th, the 28 of Derek Conley in that first pit stall. Everyone looking to be taking 4 tires here. The 51 down and away. Can he beat the 7? The 7 is going to beat him off the pit road. Let's see now that pit stops are done. Try and get a word in with our stage 2 winner, Travis Elliott. You got your ears on, my friend?
Nah, how's it going, man?
It is going just fine. I'm finding myself short of breath because the excitement that is out there tonight is hard to keep up with. You found a way to harness all of that and pick up the stage win for stage number 2.
Yeah, it's just good pushing from my teammate. That's all about I can say about getting that stage win. I owe that to the 84.
Always good to have a teammate behind you. That 51 has been a solid performer all season long, picking up stage wins, picking up several race wins on the season. here you are looking as if you are going to continue on with that trend. What can you tell us about the 51 tonight, and what are your chances of winning this thing?
I don't ever want to jinx myself and say that, gonna make it victory lane, but I hope I can. Kind of need it. Just trying to keep my car out of trouble for the rest of this race. There's been a lot of questionable stuff going on currently. A lot of people getting angry over small things, and it's gonna bite somebody here soon. And just hope I'm not a part of it.
All right, well, Travis Elliott, congratulations on the stage win. Any other shout outs and thank yous you'd like to give?
OP Racing. This league is something else. You guys at turn 3, taking time and giving some good commentary on these races, and my teammates at JSI.
That is the 51 of Travis Elliott, your stage 2 winner. And a shout out to his teammate Aspen Belvin in the 84, helping him with that win. But he does find himself mired in the mid-pack now. Several other drivers had hit pit road right before the end of that stage. They came down pit road. That is going to give the lead to the 52 of Sean McCarrick and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. A little bit of strategy here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they hit pit road before stage end, or I remember we had to wait on the pace car. Maybe they were able to hit pit road early. Pace car is off. We'll go back green flag racing to start the final stage here tonight. McCarrick hits the gas. Hunter Reynolds with a great jump. Rick Seabrand's right behind him. That outside lane seems to be where you want to be. This last restart, Hunter Reynolds stays outside. McCarrick gets it wound up. It's in of Robert Duvendack, followed by Cody Ober, giving him some help. Rick Seabrand hangs Hunter Reynolds out to dry as they work down the backstretch.
McCarrick in the 52 out front, and Duvendack in the 10. Cody Ober in the 8. 3 non-chase drivers running in the top 3 spots. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, the first chase driver. Finds himself in 4th place. Still has not used that fast repair to get that 4 machine straightened out. And now Duvendack makes a move to the outside lane. He is going to clear McCarrick, but not drop down. There it is. He drops down in front of him. And now the 10 leading the charge on the inside. Cody Ober in the 8 on the outside. Hunter Reynolds in the 26. He's trying to make his presence felt, as Hunter Reynolds is a chase driver looking to punch his ticket into round number 2 of this chase. A race win would do it. You can't win the race. You want to get as many points as possible. And in order to do that, you got to be running the front of the field when the checkered flag flies. Meanwhile, our birthday boy, the 97 machine, on the 26 back bumper. We'll see if Thomas Gould can pick up a win. What a birthday present that would be.
That would be one heck of a celebration. That's for sure. Duvendack not happy running second in line in that inside lane. He jumps back to the outside, right in front of Hunter Reynolds, trying to take the lead back away from Cody Ober, who is starting to inch back towards the front once again with a little bit of help from McCarrick, who will have it when they cross the line. Looks like Duvendack and Reynolds will have the momentum. Hunter Reynolds being scored as your race leader. 35 lead changes here tonight. Lap 57 out of 100 out of turn 2. Cody Ober surging ahead once again, try to reassume the race lead.
Side by side, they go down the backstretch. This field goes what is on the line. Everyone here capable of winning a race, but in order to do it, you got to have all 4 tires underneath your car. You got to have your car running at the end. Sun is set here at Daytona. We're transitioning into nighttime. A beautiful, beautiful addition to iRacing. It still is one of my favorite additions that has happened here in the last updates to iRacing. And man, I'll tell you what, they worked really hard on it. And it still is something to talk about, in my opinion.
Yes, it is. And we're not to get away from the racing, as we got 3 wide action going on up near the front. Looks like Travis Elliott trying to go back to the front once again, has Derek Connolly right in tow. Thomas Gould as those 2 cars able to make up some ground. KR, wonder when it's going to stall out. Wonder if anybody's going to jump out there with them. It looks like the 7, Josh Milam, starting to fill that hole. He's going to come up and help that outside lane. About to be 3 wide for the race lead for the first time here tonight. Lap 59.
Adam Reynolds in the 26, pushing the 10 of Duvendak. McCarrick in the 52, pushing the 8 of Cody Ober. These drivers all have to work together here, as it is a tight 3 wide at Daytona, not like Talladega where there is a little bit more room to do this 3 wide racing, but they are making it work. And Duvendak in the 10, gonna lead that lap. The 28 of Derek Conley got out of shape. The 15 of Alex Green spins down to the inside wall. No caution just yet, but the 28 popped his engine, and Alex Green gonna be the big loser in this outcome, along with Derek Conley. That 28 machine gone up in smoke. Let's see if
Contact being made. KR McCullough got into the back of, I believe, the 38 of Cody Levitt too. So big trouble out there.
Back this up just a little bit. We slow it down for this replay. Through the trioval, the 28, his engine lets go, stacks the field up behind him. Everyone trying to find some room to run through this mess. The 35 comes down on Alex Green. Alex Green's going to spin to the inside wall. All of this happening below the racing line with no caution coming out for it. But back live we go. Cody Ober in the 8. The 10 of Duvendak continue to lead. That has to really sting for Alex Green.
Yeah, that's going to put some drivers on notice. As I said, those 2 cars, Elliott and Connolly, came from a good distance back by themselves on that outside lane. And Connolly just pushed it a little bit too long for a little bit too hard. Popped that engine. Big trouble for him and the rest of his night. Nonetheless, Hunter Reynolds now taking over the race lead. He was able to slide down in front of the Eddie Cody Ober. Looks like Tristan Walker and Aston Belvin looking to go 3 wide now.
Well, machine working along the wall. Aspen Belvin in the 84 trying to get up to his back bumper. They got some work to do to get to the front of the field. We've seen that outside lane be pretty fast. Do want to point out that the 40 of Anthony English will be credited with a 23rd finish on the night. He has gone behind the wall. His night is done early tonight. Not really something we would like to talk about, I'm sure. But man, everyone's got to finish somewhere. Unfortunately for the 40 machine, he's going to be the one that everyone else finishes in front of.
And that's going to put a big hurt on him for the Rookie of the Year standings, finishing with the lowest points here tonight. While he has some other drivers in that Rookie of the Year hunt, like Robert Duvendak, right up there in the front of this outside lane, trying to come around and lead another lap. Duvendak has led a handful so far here tonight. 41 lead changes, KR, in 64, now 65 laps. As we crossed the line going back into turn. No, we didn't cross the line. Did we cross the line? Or am I crossed up?
I believe you're crossed up as now we're on the front stretch.
Yeah, here's the front. This is the line I was talking about. See, I'm psychic. See, I knew they was going to cross the line.
Oh, amazing. It's like they're in an enclosed track and come back to
as long as there's an inside and outside wall.
That's how you get through a maze. As long as you only touch left hand, right hand, wall, find your way through the maze. Yes, no, maybe? All right.
My mind just melted.
It happens. All right. Cody Ober continues to lead in the 8 machine. Led his 6th lap of the night. Looking to play spoiler to our chase drivers. A non-chase contender. That does not mean that he doesn't have the right to win a race. He's got every right to win the race, and he is going to exercise those rights here tonight. He is looking very strong, trying to pull it off. Nate DeFayette in the 9, getting in the wall a little bit. So does the 97, Thomas Gould. Those two poured it out as they try to work that third lane. Just 2 cars in that third lane. Cody Ober going to come around, lead another lap. The 26, Hunter Reynolds right there on his back bumper. Sean McCarrick in the 52. Third car on the inside lane as we go on board with McCarrick. Cody Ober, very solid driver in the 8 machine. Love to pick up the first win of the season here. Still got quite a few laps left to go. But we are in the final stage. The laps are starting to tick down. And in fact, we're going to start seeing some green flag pit stops here for too much longer.
Yes, we will, KR, and if my thought process is right here, I would look for Rick Seabrands, Hunter Reynolds, Sean McCarrick, Josh Milam, Mark Mann. I would look for them to pit within, I would say, if not this time, they will be pitting next time by right at the window that those drivers seem to like to pit around. Everybody will have to make 2 stops to get to the end of this thing. When will they do it? But look for that group of 3 or 4 to go this time. Oh, Ober, seen it coming, he blocked it. Blocked the pit road maneuver. Now that I have never seen. Great job by all of those guys getting on the pit road.
Rick Seabrands with an excellent entrance on the pit road took over the lead for the drivers who hit pit road, but the 07 of Scott Bellum has the lead in the race. The 62 of Les Levy sitting in 2nd place now. Thomas Gould in the 97 giving a shot to the 62. Then another shot as he's going to try and push him through 3 and 4. Duvendak in the 10 machine. Ooh, as the 97 and the 10 almost make contact. Who else is going to make the break for pit road this time? As it looks like we got 2 more drivers. That is Les Levy in the 62 hitting pit road with the 9 of Nate DeFayette. The 4 of Rick Seabrands, who had a awesome pit entry. We'll see if that translates into a race lead for him as this pit stop cycles through. But the 707 of Scott Bellum and the 51 of Travis Elliott have not yet made their breaks for pit road as we go on board with the 07 of Scott Bellum. got very smooth on this yellow line, and now he is going to make the break for pit lane here. The 51 of Elliott, the 12 of Walker continue to stay out. Scott Bellum on the pit road for his pit stop. Everyone from here on out will still have to make one more stop. But Travis Elliott, Christian Walker, and Aspen Belvin, 3 teammates right there, all getting an extra lap out of their tank of fuel. They are the last 3 drivers on the track who have not pitted. And it looks like they're going to break for pit road this time. Everyone scatters. The 84, very aggressive entry on the pit road. Looks like he's got it slowed down enough, but man, he gained a few spots by doing that. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, up to speed. I'm going to keep an eye on the Ford machine. I'm going to keep an eye on the 07 of Scott Bellum. Different pit stops here for these two as the 11's going to make a move to the outside. Here comes the 4 of Rick Seabrand's. Seabrand's pitted 1 lap sooner. Got a full head of steam. The 11 of Chase Berry going to move up in front of the 4 and stack the field up behind him. Solid move by Chase Berry to keep this momentum broke up. Well, I should say he broke up the momentum of the 4. And that is going to allow the 07 of Scott Bellum to have the lead. Christian Walker in the 12, trying to break away from everyone. He is just now hitting the backstretch. And that means the 07 of Bellum will come out on top of this green flag pit stop cycle.
And I don't know, it was so much a block there by the 11 of Berry as it was more of a veteran move there by Rick Seabrand to say, you know what, I'm not going to push it 3 wide right here. We still got 1 more pit stop. Let me just go ahead and check up. Hopefully these guys behind me check up when we make it through here. We can just get single file, log some laps. It's like everybody's pretty comfortable with doing that right now. But will the birthday boy sit in second for too much longer, or will he jump to that outside lane and try to take the lead?
And the birthday boy become a man here tonight and pick up a race win in that 97 machine. He has had a solid car. He has had several great runs this season in the 97. Has just been unable to find himself on the top spot of the podium when the checkered flag flies. That 97 really starting to say, hey, I am here tonight to win the race.
Yeah, we've called his name out multiple times being up inside that top 5 on track. Here he is up inside that top 5 once again, running in second. Still pushing on that 07 of Scott Bellum. I wonder if his crew chief's going to start whispering in that ear about watching those temps. Don't want to pop an engine, especially this late. It would more than likely end your night. Outside run coming from the 62 of Les Levy being pushed by Robert Duvendak. That group of drivers actually able to make up a good amount of time. Thought they were going to be pretty far behind after those green flag pit cycle finished. They somehow latched onto this lead pack and motored their way to the front. Les Levy looking to lead some laps.
Les Levy in the Christine paint scheme. Moves down to the inside lane. He has the lead for the moment. Can Duvendak make a run to the line on this outside lane? Coming around to complete lap 75 of 100. Don't forget, we're going to have a couple green-white checkered attempts if we need them. But Les Levy picking up his first lap lead of the race. And Christine doing that 62 machine some service here tonight.
Here's a good one for you, KR. Strategy-wise, you were to pit within the next 2-3 laps, you would have enough fuel to make it to the end. Do you think it's worth the risk coming down, getting just that one tank, no tires, getting back out there before anybody else has a chance to hit pit road? Because if the caution comes out, everybody's going to pit. As long as you don't go a lap down, strategy might work out.
We have seen it play out where the first group of drivers on the pit road, and it does have to be a very decent sized group of drivers, when they hit pit road, if they're the first ones to do it, they have a greater chance of taking over the lead. However, with everyone just being on pit road less than 10 laps ago, I think you got to run this out a little bit. Give yourself some insurance for those green-white checkered, because we have seen the 10 of Duvendak lose not just one race, but 2 races on that gamble of when the green-white checkers are going to fall and how many you will have. Well, I think you have got to do everything you can, try and be the first one on the pit road, but also you got to do it soon enough to cover the attempts at a green-white checker.
Yeah, good side note there on Robert Huvendak. I don't think he's going to call it close whatsoever, not after the past 2 weeks that he's had being so close, getting off of turn 4 both times and not working out the way that it was looking like it could. I would have to agree with that call, KR. I think he's going to, at least Duvendak, he's not gambling whatsoever on fuel.
Don McCarrick in the 52. His luck has gone south here tonight. That 52 machine was running up front for most of this event. Now he finds himself one lap down. He is going to battle with Cody Levitt in the 38 machine and Alex Green in the 15 to be the first car one lap down, as Duvendak able to slide in front of the 62, cannot clear him. Here comes Les Levy. It's going to be a race to the line for this lap lead. Levy not able to build the momentum that Duvendak had. Duvendak's going to lead that lap in the 10 machine, but back to the battle for the first car one lap down. That is an important battle because just last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago, we saw a car get the wave around in a green-white checkered situation, and it ended up on the podium. I do not recall off the top of my head who that was, but that was a great drive by that car. And so being the first car one lap down, your race isn't necessarily over, and it is 2 separate races here for the moment. Right now, McCarrick in the 52, leading Cody Levitt and Alex Green.
Robert Duvendak in the 10 still being scored as your race leader. Les Levy still on his bumper. Tristan Walker trying to get that outside lane moving once again with Aspen Belvin pushing him, and it looks like Les Levy said, yeah, I'm going back to the front, jumped out in front of that outside lane. He gets the push back to the line. I don't think I'm back to the line yet again. See, I don't know which direction I'm facing. I think north to south sometimes for me, but nonetheless, Les Levy still leading that inside lane now as he dropped back down to the bottom in front of Duvendak. Tristan Walker trying to see if he can lead a few more laps.
Christian Walker in the 12 leading the charge on the outside lane. The 35 of Doug Rice, second car in the outside lane, as we got a lap car moving up to the high side here. Things get a little bit tight. That's the 15 of Alex Green. He is going to go 2 laps down now. Everyone able to get by the 15 machine, but Doug Rice in the 35. A chase contender trying to get into round number 2 as Dubendak in the 10 is going to make a move to the outside. Les Levy in the 62 on the inside as they dive down into turns 1 and 2. Side by side, the 10 and the 62 continue to battle it out. Can Les Levy in the 62 machine pick up his first win of the season? Can it be the 10 of Dubendak? Both these drivers have had great cars all season long, just have not been able to produce race victories. That is something that is eaten at these drivers. It makes you push a little bit harder time and time again. But when you're out front and you're desperate for a win, there's no better feeling than not seeing anything in front of you.
Exactly, KR. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world, but the closer this gets to the end, closer this gets to green flag pit stops, you're not really looking out the windshield anymore. You're using your mirrors more than anything, especially at a big super speedway like this. You're just checking to see where the other cars are at, where the run's coming from. Maybe more so at the end of the race for blocking purposes or maneuvers. Maybe not blocking, I'll just call them late race maneuvers. So it's great not to look at anything out front, but you're probably not paying too much attention to it anyway.
Sneaking up on green flag pit stops here, what could be the final stops of the race. These drivers have got to time it perfectly, and then strategy has got to factored in. Can you run this tank as far as possible? Do you run this tank as far as possible? Remember what I said. We want to be the first group of drivers on pit road. Here comes the 4 Rick Sebrands. He's going to break for pit road. He's going to decide for us. Now is the time. On the pit road goes the 4 machine. Les Levy in the 62 going to stay out. The 07 of Scott Bellum stays out. That break for pit road really hurt the 10 of Dubendak as he falls to 5th place. He was on the high side, got abandoned, but he was able to take a line down to the inside. Now, when will the 62 hit pit road? He has momentum on his side. How long can he continue to run, though? The 95 of James Mayer gonna win the race off of pit road. The 12 of Tristan Walker coming off second. Sebrands, the first one on the pit road, comes off third. But Les Levy in the 62, this group of drivers not stopping just yet.
KR, I'm watching Travis Elliott and Aspen Belvin. Those two cars hit it about 2 or 3 laps before James Mayer and everybody. So I don't think they have enough cars with them, because they're just 2. The other groups have a lot more drivers in them, but just interested to see where they actually shake out. They're actually being scored 1 lap down now. They have made their final pit stop, as I said. So where will they shake out, just being those 2 cars by themselves?
Yeah, the 2 cars not really going to have the same amount of energy that the 6 cars that have just made their break for pit road. Scott Bellum in the 07, great entrance on the pit road. Thomas Gould in the 97, also getting into pit lane very aggressively. Everyone into their pit box. Now we're going to find out how this plays out. The 12 and the 11 have been on and off pit road. Christian Walker, Chase Swery up to full speed. Here comes the 4 Rick Sebrands working with the 95 of James Mayer. They're coming around now. Thomas Gould in the 97. Can he get up to speed? This is a race for the lead. The 97's got to get up and through the gearbox quickly and efficiently. We look out the back. Here comes the cars to the outside lane. They're going to make some moves here. They try and race down into turns 3 and 4. The 12 machine of Tristan Walker is going to get it done. So Thomas Gould in the 97 with that late pit stop, once again showing that being one of the first ones onto pit road, playing an advantage. Lead goes to Tristan Walker as this green flag pit stop cycle is completed. So it has shaken up the field. Les Levy in the 62 machine, who was leading the race when cars broke for pit road, finds himself in 8th place, battling with Robert Dubendak and Doug Rice. All these guys, with the second group of drivers on the pit road, they find themselves as the second group of drivers on the racetrack.
And as long as these leaders don't get to fighting too much like they've started now, they may have been able to walk away. And I was questioning the move there by Doug Rice on that backstretch. It looks like it might pay off. That slowed the field down. He's now on the inside lane with Robert Dubendak just behind him. Thomas Gould is out there on that outside lane. I believe that is Josh Bellum that is in tow. So, I mean, KR, it looked questionable, but look at him right here, coming to 10 laps to go. He's running in 5th. So, maybe a smart move by one of our chase contenders.
Chase Swery in the 11, going to lead his second lap of the race. Non-chase driver. We've talked about these non-chase drivers. They want a win as bad as a chase driver. They can play spoiler to plans for our playoff drivers. They have every right to win a race. Nobody can fault them for trying, and I think it would be a huge upset if a non-chase driver won the race here tonight. As the 04 Mark Mann up along the high side here. Mark Mann not having the race he would like to have. He's going to go a lap down here tonight. Sorry about the beer crack, Mark. That did not give you any lucky help, I would assume. Race isn't over yet, though. Mark Mann in the 04 now joins the battle to be the first car one lap down. That is currently being held by the 38 of Cody Levitt. Cody with this lead group of drivers, but Mark Mann also joining him here. But 9 laps left to go. The 12 machine of Tristan Walker out front. Chase Berry leading the charge in the outside lane. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, second car in the outside lane. Doug Rice in the 35, second car on the inside lane. Now make it 8 laps to go. This race winding down very quickly.
Yes, not very many laps left. 8 laps to go. Kind of stuttered there at the beginning, and I don't know why, but that's just how I do things sometimes. Anyways, Tristan Walker leading that inside lane. Doug Rice in second. Robert Dubendak third in lane. Les Levy right there as well, followed by Scott Bellum outside lane, still being led by the 11 of Chase Berry. Rick Seabrand's in tow. James Mayer right there as well. There's the birthday boy looking 3 wide. Doesn't take it there just yet. Back to that second lane. That time by the lead, the lap will go to Chase Berry. Yes, it does. That outside lane beginning to surge forward. Little by little, 7 laps to go, coming off of turn number 2.
Tristan Walker in the 12, starting to lose some ground in the inside lane. Now Rick Seabrand's going to drop down to the inside. The 4 machine making his move for the race lead. Chase Berry in the 11, staying in the outside. James Mayer in the 95, now the second car. He's going to get turned, make contact with the 35 of Doug Rice. Somehow Doug Rice keeps that car straight, does not hit the wall, gets back onto the racing surface. But the 35, the big loser there, as his momentum is broke up, but he is going to have the 04 Mark Man there that he can work with. Not something the 35 would like to see happen, but he is not abandoned just yet as things are heating up. As we're coming to 5 laps to go, they're working their way down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. T-Brand's leading on the inside lane. Now Chase Berry gonna drop down. Chase Berry trying to make that car as wide as possible.
I don't think he's going to be able to make it 3 or 4 lanes wide. There you see Thomas Gould, the birthday boy, going 3 wide, trying to get to the front. They give it to at the line. They did give it to that 97 driver of Thomas Gould. Oh, close as he tries to slide in front of Chase Berry. Able to pull that off. Barely, not sure how he actually made it. I don't think a paper would have fit through there. Robert Duvenbach looks like he's going to be the loser on that end. Oh, big move again by Thomas to go in front of Rick Seabrands. Chase Berry still leading that outside lane. Robert Duvenbach stuck 3 wide right now. He's going to duck down in between Mayer and Vellum. Thomas Gould being shown as your leader still. Outside lane and Chase Berry in the 11 trying to come back at the line. Not able to get it done. 4 laps to go as they enter turn number 1.
Down into turn 1 they go. 4 laps to go. These group of drivers really starting to mix it up. Some bold moves being made. Here comes the 4 of Rick Seabrands to the outside. Thomas Gould in the 97 as the caution flag is going to fly. We got the 51, the 84, the 8, and the 28 all on the infield grass. Caution flag coming out here with 4 laps to go. These drivers, we go to a replay here. You can see they just got too close. A little bit of an argument over some space. Cody Ober going up and over in the 8 machine. Let's take another look at this one.
Yeah, that 8 machine is toast.
Hard contact for the 8. Derek Conley in the 28, the 84 up in smoke, the 51 going around. Working their way through 3 and 4. This will give us our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Take one last look at it here. And man, that's one of those crashes that the 8 just went through that you were so glad that this was a simulation, so to speak, because he went hard into that inside wall and went up and over.
Tumbled through that grass in the infield on the front stretch at least 6 times, KR. Just flipping.
All right, guys. Well, it doesn't look like anyone's making a break for pit road from the front of the pack, so we're going to step away for a moment. I need a cold adult beverage. I don't know about you, Dave, but we have been green flag for a while. What a finish this is about ready to be. So, guys, no one go anywhere. We'll be right back for the finish of tonight's race.
Racing. You wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Turn 3 Racing Network. We are here in race number 2 of the opening round of the chase for OP Racing Super Speedway Series. We are working final lap of a caution here tonight. We've had 4 cautions. 2 of them have been for an end of the stage for a total of 13 laps. We are working our first green-white checkered attempt. We've had 56 lead changes on the night, and tonight is everything you would want from a playoff race. Now we have several drivers in the mix. We have a good mix of drivers that are not chase drivers and chase drivers. 97 of Thomas Gould in his rookie year with OP Racing, looking to pick up his first win of the season. The 4 Brick Seabrands, defending champion of the OP Racing Super Speedway Series on Monday night, looking to make his ticket into round number 2. Restart here. First attempt at a green-white checkered. Pace car is off. Green flag is out, and we are back underway as the 97 got the jump on the 4, but that don't mean a whole lot here on the super speedways, as they are going to race down into turn number 1. Gould in the 97 has some help from the 11 of Chase Swery. They are 2 non-chase drivers. They could finish first and second here and really set some chase drivers on notice, but now the 11 moves up to the high side. Got Bellum in the 07. He's going to work with the 97. The 4 Brick Seabrand's going to work with the 11 as they work their way through 3 and 4, Dave.
And Robert Duvendak right there, third one in line on that inside lane. He's going to choose to try to go to middle lane if they leave the door open. Not happening right now. Those drivers side drafting their butts off, coming around. White flag is out.
Next flag is going to end it. So the 97 of Thomas Gould, he's going to make a move to the high side here. That's going to leave the 07 of Scott Bellum with an opening down on the inside lane as they are working their way into turns 3 and 4. Gould trying to pick up his first win of the season. He's going to get turned. We got one up in the wall. That looked like Scott Bellum. Big, heavy contact. And I am not sure who's going to come out as the race winner in this one.
I believe Robert Duvendak, KR, came out sitting pretty.
The 10 machine of Duvendak looks like he's been credited with the win. We're going to back this up, go to our turn 3 instant replay here. The 97 of Thomas Gould had the lead going into turn number 3. Chase Berry made a move to the inside lane. Scott Bellum was the one caught up into the fence. Dubendak and Doug Rice gonna be the ones who race to the flag. Doug Rice on the outside lane. Dubendak gonna give a shunt to Doug Rice and spinning, gonna cross the line and first. Doug Rice coming across second. Travis Elliott will be scored third, I believe. Take another look at this one from Travis Elliott as we're trying to work through two incidences. And Elliott will be scored third, so Dubendak picks up the race win. Another look this time as how Elliott in the 51 was able to squeeze through everything. Wonderful accident avoidance by the 51 and the 84. But Dubendak gonna cross the line in first place, Doug Rice in second. And man, what a stack up behind them. Les Levy getting caught up in it. The 12 machine of Tristan Walker caught up in it. Holy cow, what a race to the finish that was.
God, two different things going on at the same time. Massive wreck. Then we have another wreck between just the only two cars that made it through the huge first one. Man, gonna be a fun night for the guys in the replay booths.
That it is. So guys, we're gonna set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Turn 3 Racing Network as we are here for our post-race show. Robert Dubendak in the 10, picking up his first win of the season in a green-white checkered event. Robert, tell us a little bit about your race and how does it feel to get that monkey off your back for this season?
I was up and down night all night. I was front to the back to the front and back up to the front and back, and I was all over the place. I was just positioned myself there at the end. I was down the bottom pushing Scott, trying to actually get him up to the win. And I saw the guys on the outside start wrecking. I had to go back and watch. I don't know what happened coming off of 4. But then coming to the line, I saw Doug had a run and I moved up to try to block a little bit. We door banged each other coming to the line, and we just ended up spinning out, and looks like we crossed the line 1-2.
Well, the 10 machine heavily torn up from that, but man, it was an awesome race, and as I said, a green-white checkered situation. The 10 machine, though, came out as the race winner here tonight at Daytona. A non-chase driver for no fault of your own. You had several opportunities to win races in the regular season. Ran short on fuel one time, got turned another time, but here you are finally in victory lane.
Yeah, it feels good to get that monkey off my back. Like you said, 3 of the last 4 weeks, or those 2 of the last 3 weeks there, where I had the lead coming off turn 4 and had a bunch of misfortunate things happen. Wasn't able to get in the chase, so my goal was to come out here and try to win every chase race and do the best I could, leave my mark, and I want to apologize to Doug. I don't want him to think I wrecked him intentionally or anything like that. It was just hard racing coming to the line. I moved up to try to, just drag race into the line, door bang each other, and it looks like we got together a little too hard and ended up wrecking.
All right, well, the 10 in victory lane tonight. Man, I'll tell you what, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, thank you and Dave for coming out and doing this for us on a weekly basis. I want to thank all the guys down at Alliance Motorsports, Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, Jim Mayer, and Mark Mann. We seem to have blended very well and work well together, so it's good to see one of us come out here and get a win. I also want to thank my wife for giving me the time each and every week on a Monday to come out here and race with these guys, and all the owners there at OP Super Speedway, Alex, Cody, and Robert.
All right, that is your race winner, Robert Duvendak in the 10 machine. Congratulations, man. Job well done. Now it's time to move on to our second place finisher, and that is the 35 of Doug Rice. And Dave, I think you caught up with him.
Yeah, I've caught up with Doug Rice. You heard it over the PA system here at the track. The comments on that last lap incident. Before we get to that, though, how was the race out there for you all night?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a little up and down. Finished in the top 10 on the first stage, and then I made a mistake on pit road, and I didn't take enough fuel and had to actually pit before that second stage even ended. So I got mired back in the high teens there. Slowly working my way up thanks to my Checkered Flag Motorsports teammates, and just happy I was there at the end to be able to even cross the line in second. That was got knocked down off off the track with about what was it? Well, that caused the green-white checker and got back in up in there. Well, it didn't cause it, but I was near that time. Got back up in the top 10, hung around there. Thought that's where I'd finish until the last big wreck and squeezed through there with just enough damage and momentum to get up next to Robert there. And yeah, he just I understand what he was doing. I know he was just trying to kind of squeeze me and block me, and he's always been a good, fair, pretty clean racer. But yeah, I was unfortunate. I had the momentum. I would have passed him for the win there if he hadn't done that. So it is what it is. We'll see what the admins think and how they score the points there. But just glad to get a good top 5 finish, and hopefully that'll advance me to the second round of the chase here.
Gonna mention that as well. This being the second race in this round of 3 in this first stage of the chase, does that make it hurt any more or any worse, being that close, missing the big one right there at the end at the green white checkered, coming to the line with a chance, and that happening?
Yeah, that would have been a nice cherry on top of a up and down night. That would have been nice to be able to relax next week. There's not much relaxing going to happen in this chase, and that would have really been a nice way to go into the third race. But we'll still go out there. We'll still finish hard, and I think we'll as long as we don't have chaos happen next week, I think we'll still be able to advance since we got some good points tonight. So, but we'll keep our fingers crossed.
All right, Doug. Well, congratulations on a second place finish. Know you really wanted that first, but walking away with good points anyway. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, I do's, anything like that?
Just the Checkered Flag Motorsports team guys let me come on board this year. Appreciate it. They've taught me a lot, worked with me, helped me, all the pit stop strategies and things like that. It's hard to race here without a team like I did last 2 seasons. So it's always nice to have good teammates and just the guys that run the league and the broadcast guys for sure. Enjoyed it all.
All right. Well, KR, I believe you have had a chance to finally catch up with our third place finisher, Travis Elliott.
Travis Elliott in the 51 machine, coming home third place here tonight. It looked like your race was about done as everyone in front of you stacked up mayhem, but you found a hole and got through it. to earn a third place finish. Tell us what you saw in that last lap.
Well, beginning of it, I hoping I was gonna have more people behind me come into that restart. But the restart, there was a checkup and just made it hard to make momentum. And my car was, I don't know if I had some aero damage or something, but it just made it hard for me to suck up to cars and difficult to be pushed. But I thought we made our bed, got involved in that last caution, and prepared to lay in it. And the cards, the deck just like flew off the table, and I found a gap somewhere, and just made it stick in the turn. I saw them making contact, and I was hoping that they were going to do it just a little bit shorter, because I was right there ready to make that move. I think I crossed the line just about the same time they have. I haven't got to watch the finish either, but I'll take a P3 with the night that we've had. Just makes next week even more important for us.
Speaking of next week, it's the final round of final race in round number 1. What are your expectations going into it? What's your plan? Are you going to try and lead every lap and win that thing?
I don't know yet. Thankfully, Daytona 07 kind of blesses me whenever I race there. I seem to somehow pull decent finishes out, even having horrible races. Just hoping that the luck stays on my side for next week, and you gotta do stuff on your own, and you just gotta get stuff done and get to the next round.
Well, that 51 had a solid run going. Luck in your favor here tonight, but got to do it once again. Final round coming up next week, or final race in this round. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for tonight's race?
Just shout out to you guys up in the booth for giving entertaining commentary and giving me a reason to want to watch back the races. Thank you to my teammates at JSI, Aspen, for following me through that wreck, and the OP Super Speedway League, and that's about it.
All right, Travis. Well, man, congratulations on that third place finish. Found a hole through the mayhem, brought it home in third. Good boost of points for you. All right, nice job. Well done, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Hopefully I get to talk to you a lot next week.
Travis Elliott bringing it home in third place here tonight. So, guys, holy cow, what a race. A lot to digest here. As always, our race admins will take a look at everything. But for now, all we can do is call it as we see it. 10 of Robert Duvendak bringing home the race win. Doug Rice finishing second, and Travis Elliott the third as stands for the moment. So, Dave, as always, once again, these drivers put on a heck of a show.
I mean, you said it, as always. I mean, there's not much left to say. Didn't see as much intensity early in the race as we have out of the first chase race. Did see a lot of that intensity pick up in that final stage, though. Waited until the green-white checkered to have the big one here tonight, and it was a massive one. Another wreck at the end. No fuel mileage involved in this one for us, though, tonight, KR, so almost a little bit of everything. But, I mean, how can you not stand up? Because you can't be sitting down. If you are, you're at the edge of the seat. Week in, week out, these drivers just put on a heck of a show.
Week in, week out, they put on a heck of a show. Things got intense here in our first attempt at a green-white checkered. We only needed one of those, and it was everything we thought it could be. Drama out the entire green-white checkered attempt. So guys, nothing left but to go through our results here tonight. Robert Duvendak picking up the race win. Doug Rice finishing second. Both drivers spinning across the start-finish line. The 33rd place going to the 51 of Travis Elliott. And we want to give a big thank you to all three of those drivers giving us our post-race interviews. Aspen Belvin in the 84 machine finishing fourth. Fifth place going to Cody Levitt. Rick Seabrands finishing sixth. Seventh going to the 11 machine of Chase Swery. Thomas Gould in the 97 wanted to celebrate his birthday with a victory. Instead, he celebrated with a torn up race car, but still got a good finish. 8th place for him. 26 Hunter Reynolds finishing 9th. 10th place going to David Overstreet. James Mayer in the 95 finishing 11th. Josh Milam 12th. 13th going to Tristan Walker. Nate DeFayette finishing 14th. Les Levy in the 62 machine gonna finish 15th place here tonight. 16th going to the 07 of Scott Bellum. The first car 1 lap down. Sean McCarrick in the 52 finishing 17th. 18th will be Alex Green. 19th the Mark Mann in the 04. Derek Conley in the 28 machine finishing in 20th spot. 21st going to Cody Ober. Ken McCullough Jr. finishing 22nd, and Anthony English in the 40 machine scored with 23rd place here tonight. So guys, thank you so much for joining us here at Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you will join us next Monday night for the final race in round 1 of the playoffs. And until next Monday night, well, I guess you'll just have to join us to figure out what happens. Dave, save me. Merry Christmas!
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.